wonder what I'm forgetting to do. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Hi, Jen. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jen. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Freddie. Hi, Rose. Hey, Jen. Hi, Ron. Happy Monday. Hey, Carrie. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Cassie. Good morning, Megan. Oh, live from Miami. I wish I was in Miami right now. Although it's not very cold here right now, so that's nice. Good morning, Thron. Hi, Janine. Hi, everybody joining on TikTok. Good morning. Hi, Allie. Good morning, Denise. Uh-oh, you're sick. I'm sorry. I'm finally not sick, and it's a relief. I'm very sorry that you're sick. Morning or something. Hi, Janelle. Good morning, Margaret. Should we start this morning off with some smudgies? It feels like you guys need some smudgies, like a good thorough one. Let's do it. Maybe we'll do it several times this morning. Hi, Anna. Hi, Jose. Yeah, it definitely is. We're going to talk about that. Hi, Susan. All right, let's start with you, Instagram. Take these smudgies. And YouTube and TikTok. Some morning smudgies for you or evening, depending on where you're at. Okay, and some for me. I've already smudged myself once and my coffee this morning, but I mean, that's good. Can never do too much. There you go, a little more. Oh. Susan feels better today. So we had those of you who joined us for the coaching call on Friday. That was a whopper of an upgrade and download. And so I'm curious how you're feeling. I mean, obviously, I see how some of you are feeling because in addition to if you're with us getting that download, this weekend's energy was really interesting, to put it mildly. So how are you? How are your dreams? What's coming through? How's your body feeling? Tell me the things. Hey, Cindy. Hi, Michelle. Hello, hello. Hey, Rebecca. Here, some more smudgies. We still got this. In fact, just it's automatically smudging. Just gonna put it right there. I feel like I need to blow my nose. Good morning, Brenda. So Janelle says, I feel like I'm in a holding pattern. Things are going to pop, but I need to wait. Um, wait, what am I seeing here? Carrie's saying Saturday was fine, tired but okay. Sunday a weepy ball of mess. All right. Okay. Body hurts, Cassie says, but that's been for weeks now. Okay, good morning. And Carrie's annoyed with everyone. Nicole says Friday knocked me down, but definitely feeling more energetic after this weekend. Good morning, Sarah. Massive rage. All right. Okay. So we're all feeling feels and that's interesting, right? Any dreams kind of hitting you? I keep getting myself Getting myself yesterday not to poke my hand. Oh, yeah. You know what? We should talk about that metaphor. I haven't talked about that. That's an oldie but a goodie, the cake metaphor. So we'll talk about that this morning. Rebecca says that she was profoundly tired Friday. Arlene is tired. I am tired. I'm tired, very much so, but also I am sleeping. So it's like sleeping and being tired, and also doing massive clearing, um, and feeling very tapped in, which is also exhausting. So there is that. Janine says, I thought of you and your ability to ask people what they mean by certain things. An older man I was talking to nicely at work told me my body language seemed married. I was trying to like not wake up this morning and choose violence, but that just made me feel really angry. So just give me a second. I'm gonna sip this coffee. Like I don't even know what to say to that. Your body language seems married. Maybe what he meant, Janine, is that he felt like the way you were holding your body um, made him feel like somebody else owns it. I mean, what the fuck? Ugh. Ugh. Carrie says, I woke up to a thunderstorm Saturday night, thought it was bombs, but a long time ago. Was the thunderstorm in real, like, waking life, or was it in your dream? Susan says, I walked out of a family function on Saturday, sleeping a ton. MS symptoms were there all last week. Didn't want to be touched. Definitely was all a lot. Um, Today I woke up and felt an ease. It's been something. Janine's continuing her story. Sorry. And I get upset because I should have said my body language is none of your business. Okay, I see what you're saying. Janine, will you do me a favor? Because I would love for you to remember, if you're in coffee and coaching on Wednesday, I want to talk about that with you guys in detail. That's not a coffee and magic discussion, but it's a coffee and coaching one. So if you could make sure you just put a note of that, and I'm going to put a note of it in my brain, and we'll see how that goes. But I want to talk about that conversation because it's a good one. So put a pin in the body language of being married. But I'm going to talk to you about the oven, and then we're going to jump into sensory card pulls to get a message. And I'm going to do my best not to start this Monday off with an angry rant about men. I prefer not to. I don't know why. Maybe I should just do it. But it's just like, come on, what the fuck, right? Is this what we're doing every day, every minute, of every, like, ugh. All right. So Janelle had brought up not poking her cake. And a while back, probably last year, or I don't know, earlier last year, this metaphor came through about your cake and how we all have our different ingredients that we use for manifesting. We all have, the same ones for the most part, right? Imagine you have milk, and just mind you, I don't bake. So just that's the best part of this metaphor is that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Milk, eggs, butter, and sugar, I think is and flour. Okay. So we all have those same ingredients, right? Now, depending on where you're at and what you know about the cooking, you can make various different things with those ingredients and not make a bunch of other things that you don't even know existed. So you could be making scrambled eggs, for your whole life, and have all these other ingredients that you never use. But we all have access to the same ingredients. These are what we're born with. This is our magic, and we do have access to them. It's just that we don't always see all of the ingredients. Okay. So as you move through, we're going to call it like dimensional shifts, right? Because as you move into a higher vibration, you see more of your ingredients and you learn how to use them. That's what we do here. We learn how to use our tools, learn how to recognize your ingredients. Because if you never seen a bag of flour and you don't know what it is, having a bag of flour, on your counter is useless to you. You don't even know what that does, right? So that's the first part of the metaphor, that you kind of learn the ingredients that you have and how to use them. And that's what we're doing now. Now, the other part of it is when you are baking something and you're like, all right, I've got my flour, my sugar, my milk, my egg, my butter, I put it all together. That's what they said. Put it all together, put it in the pan, set your intention. I want this to be a cake. And then you put it in the oven. What happens, and is Brittany here because she actually does baking? What happens if you continually open that oven to check on it? You mess up the temperature and your cake is not going to come out well. Same thing as if you're constantly opening it and poking it, and making sure, like, oh, is it happening? Is it happening? Again, you're going to mess up your cake. So, right now, we are all in a place of like, everything you've asked for is coming to you, but it doesn't necessarily look the way that you would prefer it to look or the way you would imagine it happening or coming to you. But it is. All of the things are coming to you. Sometimes it looks like destruction because in order for the things you've asked for to show up in your life, something else has to go. But it's trusting that process. It's trusting that you're going to put all those ingredients in that pan, pop it in the oven, and it will make a cake. Doesn't make sense as to how or why. It's just what it does. That's your magic. So trusting that process right now is going to be really important because we're at that final baking stage and we've been here before. um, but it just feels bigger. It feels bigger. It feels really, really big. So if you've been feeling impatient or having anxiety or you're just exhausted, we are all there too. But on the flip side, if you're feeling pretty good, if your energy is feeling even keel, if you're feeling like you're in flow, you're not wrong either. We talked last week, I think, about how everybody has made their own trajectory through this, right? And if you had been getting, a few years ago, you got like the poke on the shoulder that was like, hey, these things are out of alignment in your life. You might want to think about moving some of them out. And your response to that was, oh, great idea. I didn't realize that. And you immediately started moving these things out of your life. Right now is going to be an easier time for you because you don't have that in the way of your flow. Now, for the rest of us who were like, universe is like, hey, you might want to move that. You might want to move that. And you're like, not today. I'll move something else that's totally unrelated. But thank you for your tips. Thanks for the hot tip. If you've been doing that, then the past month or so, especially the last 2 weeks, have been real intense because all of the things that need to move out in order for what you want to come in are being moved out violently because you waited too long. So there's that. Okay, so hang in there. All of your feelings are valid. Exhaustion is valid. And just remember, energy moves. So whatever you're feeling right now, be it good or not good, it's not going to be like that forever. It's just for this moment. So learn what you can, rest if you're tired, and trust yourself. Trust your flow. Arlene says, crazy thing is, things are showing up that we have planted seed for years ago and have forgotten about. That is such a wonderful point. You are so right. Lots of stuff is showing up because timing, right? Hmm. All right. You ready for this? All right. If you're new to Coffee and Magic, welcome. I'm Sarah. We're going to do sensory card pulls, and here's how we do it. I give you 3 things. You choose whichever one is feeling most aligned with you this morning, and then you'll get a message from one of my favorite decks. Sometimes the decks yell at us. This is the Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reed. So I'm going to give you 3 things. You choose. If you're watching me on TikTok, you want to do me a solid and share the video because that helps me a lot. Okay, So, what are my three things for today going to be? Okay, I don't even know what to call this. Like it's times of day, I guess, based off of the sun's lighting. If you know a better word for that, you can just chime in. But it's times of day based on the sun's lighting. So we have sunrise, sunset, and twilight. Okay, sunrise, sunset, and twilight. And take a minute and see the image that pops up in your mind when you say all three of those. Everyone's going to have a slightly different variation of this, but do try to do that for a second. And I know a lot of you are always picking all three, and that is fine, but just really feel into which one you're feeling most aligned with this morning. Sunrise, sunset, twilight, and see the image. See the image, okay? Sunrise, sunset, twilight. And I'm going to do shuffling. We have a lot of Twilight. Do we have a lot of Twilight fans? Team Edward or Team Jacob? I'm just kidding. Don't answer. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I don't know why I said that. I'm so sorry. It's terrible. Sunrise, sunset, twilight. It's all right if you can't choose. You do you. I'm just gently prompting. That's all. I'm just here to support you. Do what feels good for you. All right. Oh, it's fine. If you want all three, just take them. My goodness. Sunrise, sunset, twilight. And as always, just remember you take what resonates, you leave what doesn't. So listen to all three always. But if one in particular was really calling to you, that's going to be a message that is likely going to be a little more emphasized for you today. Okay. All right. I think we're good on the shuffle. Has everybody picked? I'm about to start the sensory card pull, so you can get a little message for this week. You're choosing from sunrise, sunset, or twilight. Drop your selection in the comments. And again, thank you, Christine. If you're watching on TikTok and you're enjoying, if you just click the share button, that helps me so much. All right. Here we go. Are you ready? All right. Sunrise. We've been getting so many of the same cards. It's not shocking. It's just interesting. Okay. So if you chose sunrise, here's your story. Are you ready? Okay. It's the Grail Knight again. Wow. What a shocker. There he is, Grail Knight. This actually, doesn't this have a little more gravitas after Friday night's channeling? Yeah. Lady of the Lake, the Owl. So those are your three cards if you chose Sunrise. All right. I will say too that energy of the female knight that came through on Friday has really, like, it took me a while to integrate that because I was just so hopped up on the channeling generally that night. But I think that that message really, I don't know, there's a just like that all of that channeling on Friday. There's so much, I feel like I'm feeling that a lot, like the anger, the deep, deep rage that's almost like white hot. Like it's so hot that it can cauterize a wound, or if it like slices through, it's like it just like I don't know, it's just really intense. I've been feeling that. Even when I want to just be chill and not be that way, it's like something will come through. Like last night, I was trying to go to bed and something came through that just made me so fucking mad that I couldn't even go to sleep. And I had to record a few things from my bed because I needed to get it out of my body. And I just felt so angry. And I mean, we have to have, we're going to talk about this on Wednesday a lot. So make sure that you are present and accounted for if you're doing coffee and coaching, because we're going to really talk about this in more of a conversational setting. Because on Wednesdays for coffee and coaching, we do that in a Zoom and we can talk to each other. Um, yeah, Jacinda, you need to watch that. I've done a few channelings in my life, but I will say Friday is probably one of my, I feel I'm most proud of that channeling because of how I felt during it, and I don't know, it was just the information was so clear. I felt like that was a big one. But yeah, we're going to talk about it in coffee and coaching. So, mhm. But it's a lot. So anyway, back to these cards. We've got the Grail Knight. We've got the Grail Knight. We've got the Lady of the Lake, and we've got the Owl. Here's the thing. The Lady of the Lake wants to talk first. The Lady of the Lake is warning against complacency and crawling back into the comfort of that complacency. The comfort of complacency is what she's talking about. The Lady of the Lake is asking you, if you chose sunrise, to make sure that when you're speaking and when you're making your decisions now, the biggest thing, besides obviously staying in your heart, but the biggest thing is making sure that you're respecting yourself. How many times a day do you open your mouth and say something that is inherently disrespectful to who you are and just you as a person, but you just say it? Think about those things, because the words you use, the tone you speak about yourself and to yourself, all those things are going out and they're creating. So you're either destroying structures that you no longer want in the world, or you are passively contributing to keeping them going and thinking that you're not. So the Lady of the Lake is asking you to stand up for absolute truth, decency, self respect, and to have the courage to not find comfort in complacency. The Grail Knight is reminding you to be in the moment. This is a difficult one, especially when there's so much happening. But this is the present moment. This is where the magic is. This is where we can do our magic. We can't do it anywhere else. Not in the future and not in the past. We create the future in the present. So if your energy is scattered across all space and time right now, please call it in into your body. Let it reintegrate as many times as you need to do that a day. No shame in that game. I probably call my energy in like hundreds of times. Energy is wanting to run away from you. It's okay. Pull it in. Stay in this present moment. This is the only place where the magic can be made. So it's reminding you about that. Now the owl is here. If you picked sunrise, there is a situation that requires you to see things much more clearly and really lean into your powers of observation without your preconceived notions of like who the person is and what the situation means. Try to see things like a brand new person who is not involved emotionally in this situation at all. Try to see it that way just so that when you come back to it, you have more information handy. You might find a few key parts of this situation are not what you thought they were when you look at them through a different lens. So that is your sunrise message for today. Okay. Sunset's next. You guys really listened to me when I was like, I'm kidding about Team Edward or Team Jacob. Don't you dare tell me. Not one of you, not one of you, not even a peep, which I think is really funny. It's fine. All right. I hope that resonated for some of you. And now it's on to sunset. Oop. Jesus Christ. Okay. I kind of do, but like, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know, Lisa. You're gonna. I couldn't. I had to take these cards because two cards just like jumped out of the deck, like you saw, and they're gonna have to be part of your sunset. Janelle, wait, what did you say, Christine? 'Cause I didn't see it. Janelle said, I'm Team Victoria, pretty vamp with red hair. Good answer. That's a good answer. The only choices were, you know, Edward and Jacob, but you went out there. Okay. No, and I think that's the vibe, right? It's like, sorry, neither of them. I choose the woods. The woods. I'm Team Woods. Okay. If you chose sunrise, here's your story. I'm sorry to tell you that this is back. Why? We had a stretch of time where we did not see the goblin. Remember that? It was at least a few weeks. It was at least a few weeks. Uh, but it's here now. So it's the second time, right? We've got the stag and we've got the bee. So we've got good things happening here. Why are you constantly getting in your way, right? Like, do 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 do. Stop it. It's okay. There's actually something helpful that I'm going to tell you about this situation that might make you feel less sad that you once again made the goblin card come out for all of us. So I don't want you to feel bad about it. We're all on our own unique journeys. So the goblin in this deck represents ego. All right. And ego is, I think, a really tricky concept because, like, I don't think it is what we think it is. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it is what we think it is, but it's fine. We're going to use it for our purposes. So when you start to remove a program, and you all know what I mean by that, right? When you start to remove a program, when you identify the program and you start to remove it, that creates an unsafe environment for ego and it flips out. This is when you are going to have those feelings of, I'm doing something unsafe, I'm not worthy, I'm guilty, this isn't good, I need to turn around. My whole life has been a lie. Why did I do this in the first place? Like, just total crisis mode in whatever is your particular vintage of crisis that you like to do. Your ego freaks out when you remove a program. So it's important to notice when you freak out because that means you're removing a program. Do you see what I'm saying? So while it's uncomfortable, when you feel this, it's actually good news because it means You hit the root. You did it. You identified the bullshit. And now your programming is like, no, don't kill me. We want to live. I want to live. You need to feed me. You can't just not feed me. You can't pull me out of here. But you can. So it's understanding that while this is an uncomfortable thing to pop up, it's also a good sign. So, what programs have you identified lately and started to yank out by the roots, right? You've been on this journey with me. It's been quite a few of them, right? It's all we do around here is find programs and yank them out by the roots. So, it's a good time. So, there's that. So, don't feel bad. This is the process. It's actually very positive, okay? If you don't fall back into it, that is. Keep going. The bee and the stag are an entirely different energy from this. And it may feel a little overwhelming and weird for you to hold all of this in your body at one time. This can actually give you a sickness, like a massive cold, what we deem ascension flu, whatever it is. Angie, the choices are sunrise, sunset, and twilight. And this is sunset. Um, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Holding these disparate energies in your body can make you feel really sick and overwhelmed. A lot of us are holding these because it's like you're holding this joyful, proud, like sovereign energy, and then you're holding this like goopy, mucky bullshit. And it's like, why am I holding this with this? How am I both of these things at the same time? You know, it is what it is. Um, you're not gonna hold that forever. So just know that. And again, this is when you feel it and you're holding it, don't hold it forever. Ease it on out. Ease it on out. This needs to keep moving. It's not going to stay, okay? Because you've identified the program, you're letting it go. So that is your sunrise message because you're doing it. So keep going. The good feelings that you have, they're not going anywhere. The goblin's not taking those from you. All right? Okay. Yep, peony's there. We got all the gang is there behind me. Lots of gangs, all the magics. Right behind me. Okay. Um, Twilight is the last one, and a lot of you chose that. So it should be interesting to see what your collective pull is moving to. I'm sorry, Carrie. We just roll. We roll with the punches on coffee and magic. It's all good. Okay. All right. Okay. So, my Twilight friends, we've got this one again. It's the Grail Knight. Okay. So far, so good, right? Truth. Okay. And look, it's the Wasp. All of our OGs are coming back to play this morning. Goblin and the Wasp. Holy hell. Okay. That's all right. We got this. All right. So let's talk about your story, which is most of you, right? Twilight people. I hate wasps too. Ugh, it's a whole thing. I mean, just look at those. I mean, it's like literally little satans just buzzing around with their little butt stingers just like hanging, like ready to sting you. And I've never been stung by anything, actually. So, anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. Um, here's the Grail Knight. It's pretty much the same message from earlier of the Grail Knight, except okay. So it is definitely wants to remind you about staying in the present moment because that's where you're do yeah, never been stung. Um, staying present in the moment, of course, yes. Wait, hold on. I'm getting distracted by the wasp stuff. Okay, hold on. Okay, yes. I've never been stung, and now I look forward to being stung many times this spring and summer because that's how my life goes. So great. Thank you guys. Thanks for that. Um, Sar says wasps actually bite, not sting. Then why do they wear those needle things on their butts? And don't tell me that they serve a function because I hate them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. This is how I feel. I really don't like them, and it would not make me sad if they didn't exist. However, I have like if they get into the house, I've stopped killing them a while back. Also, I'm scared to kill them also because I feel like if I don't fully accomplish my mission on the first swing, then they're going to come back and like all their friends are going to come and attack me. But I've actually caught several um, in a cup and put them outside. So, okay, you're making this worse because now Sarah's saying they bite and sting. Gosh, God, this is not helping me. Or is it helping me? I don't know. Maybe it's going to help you when I talk to you about your collective wasp situation after I finish telling you about mine. Anyway, it's fine. I feel like I just don't like them. Okay, we're moving on. So Jackie, Jackie's like, they attack with both ends. Sorry, you ruined my morning. It's like if I didn't like them before, I'm like, I will say that I have heard from people who have decided to respect them that they do respect them because of reasons like that. That if you should respect them because they can really fuck you up. So there is that. And you know what's interesting? Now that I'm thinking about it, we have a lot of like wasps and like yell like hornets and shit here and shit. Listen to me. Good morning. Here on property, like some of the ones that like live in the ground. Um, because many times when like James has been out, um, John Deering the property, he's gotten completely attacked by them by like a wheel hitting something and then like and I'm like, wow, how is it that I've been running around barefoot on this property for like 4 years and have never run into that? Maybe maybe there's something to know about that. And I hope that my streak doesn't end this year. All right, let's get back to it. That was quite a journey. So the Grail Knight is asking you to remember to stay in the present moment. This is where you make your magic. However, on top of that, be aware of how your fantastic imagination creates illusions for you. Um, reality is completely subjective, so we're not really concerned with that. But we are concerned with illusions that create pockets of harm for you. because they don't allow you to see how the energy is interacting with you. So, what am I talking about? So, the way that you perceive your reality is your reality. Other people around you are perceiving it differently, sometimes somewhat similarly, depending, but still through their own perspective. Okay. The difference between creating illusions is that's when you purposely manipulate the energy to be the way you think it should be, because that feels more comfortable for you than actually feeling and seeing what is happening. And what is happening is other people's energy. That's a constant back and forth, right? You're not the only one putting out energy. So if you are not seeing, you are not observing, and instead you're taking that energy and creating illusions all around you, at some point you are going to hit a wall where you are completely out of your authenticity and feel very much like your magic doesn't work anymore. You might feel helpless, you might feel exhausted, whatever it is. Chances are it's because you've created such thick illusions around you that you don't know what's going on half the time. So watch that, because you're so powerful and you're very capable of doing this, creating your own little snow globe of illusion that you live in. But it's important to remember it's not only your energy that you're working with, it's the energy that's interacting with you too. Okay? So that's Grail Knight. Now you also have the Truth and the Wasp. And we've learned plenty. We've learned lots of Wasp facts today. So, you know, take that. Oh my God, Jennifer's like, so they have teeth. Good morning. Happy Monday. But here's the other thing about the Wasp. And we've run through this before, just like with the goblin. So when the wasp shows up, it's actually another uncomfortable positive sign. It means that people are seeing your growth and it's triggering them. So if you have people around you who are, suddenly in that spiral again where it seems like they're just like attacking you for no reason or have nothing nice to say, can't support you, just knocking you down all the time, it's likely because you've hit a new high and it brings you further away from them and they can't reach you. The only way then for them to reach you is for them to knock you down a few pegs. And when you observe that energy, that is your sign to get out. Okay? It's not your sign to dip into more empathy and to understand their damages and why they act the way they act. We've really got to knock that one off, right? It's not your job to look and see everybody's damages and say, I see why you're acting this way because this happened to you and that happened to you and blah, 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 blah. All of that's very valid and true, but it's not your job to hold everybody's issues and allow them to disrespect you. So if somebody's acting whack, let them move along and act whack somewhere else, because chances are they're acting that way because they can't control you anymore and it's making them have a panic attack. Okay. So it's a good thing. It's showing you. And Cassie's saying, but it's my husband. And listen, today's not the day to say that to me and expect for me to be like, well, then it's okay. I don't have that left in me. Like, so it is your husband, so it's your mother, so it's your sister. These are people. These are people, you know, they're people. And the ones closest to us are the ones who have the access to do the most damage. So, this is your life. These are your choices. And I don't have any judgment for anybody about it. I really don't. I have no room for judgment. You live it the way you need to live it. You make your choices. When you see something, you can do something or you cannot. And however you choose to navigate that is your journey. I support you in that. No judgment at all. Lord knows I've stayed in situations that were just not the best for me for a long, long time because I needed to learn something. I see that, right? I could have learned it faster, but I didn't. So it is what it is. Live your life. Remember that you're a sovereign being and you're making these choices. You are never stuck. It just feels like you're stuck because you feel like the consequences of your choices are going to be too uncomfortable for you to bear. But you're never stuck. It's just that the choices available to you don't feel palatable at this time. So, and that's the truth card. So I got ahead of myself, but that's what that says. So again, This is I don't know if there's ever gonna be a time when you're gonna come at me with something like that and say, "Well, it's my husband. Well, it's my mom. Well, it's," and I don't have it for you, girl. Oh boy, I don't have it. It's so past that point. It's so past the point of like, well, but this is what this person is in my life, and so therefore I'm going to have to just stay in this bad situation because what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Um, you don't have to do anything, but you know, I don't have a program for that. I destroyed it, and that's why I got so sick. So I suggest you destroy it too. Everybody destroy your programs because we've got work to do. All right. I'm getting angry. And I'm sorry, I'm not angry at you. I'm just so I love you. Thank you for joining me this Monday. Wednesday is coffee and coaching. If you are not part of coffee and coaching, you should try it. We have a free trial. And this is where we meet in the Zoom. And so we can really interact with each other. You can ask questions, create community, talk to each other, talk to me. And these are all recorded and available to you in the Inner Sanctum app. It's a good time. So if you're interested in deepening our connection and you're not already part of it, go to sarahmala.com. You can learn more. And I will see you guys Wednesday morning, 8:30 a.m. if you're going to be live with us. And Janine, if you're still here, maybe send me a note or something so you don't forget or I don't forget because I want to make sure we circle back on that husband comment. Okay? I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Talk to you soon.